Good afternoon, Facebook. Good afternoon, YouTube. Thank you for joining me again for the Layover podcast. On today, we'll be discussing damaged goods with Tina Torres. If you don't know who she is a CEO of She Did That Events. So, Tina D, how
Hey,
you doing today, love?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Share with our passengers who you are and what you do, Tina.
Okay. Again, my name is Tina Torres. I'm a mom of three, a grandmother of one. Let's see, I'm the CEO and founder of She Did That Events, as well as She Did That Community Advocate Foundation. I am coined in Columbia, South Carolina as Olivia Pope because I believe that when people need something, they want it. So I do my very best to get it. I'm very community oriented. I love my community. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I believe in being there for those that are in need because there was a time that I was in need when I was homeless and living in the projects. I needed help too. So I always made it my vision, my passion to always make sure that I'm there for others that are in need, especially in emergency needs. That's who I am.
And all of that is so true. You're always there for others. You're so genuine. I tell you, on and off any screen, you are definitely true to who you say you are, Tina.
Thank
So,
you.
Tina, when you saw the list of topics that I sent for the show,
Um, mhm.
what was your first thoughts of the titles?
Well, I was reading them at first, and then I realized that they had to do with, the airport and flights and things like that. And then I thought about when the one that caught my attention was damaged goods, because oftentimes we want to fuss about the ride or where we should sit or the customer service or something like that. But at the end of the day, there's damaged goods that sometimes end up coming out of a flight or an arrival or a departure. So damaged goods pretty much stuck out for me.
Yeah, and when we have our damaged goods, um, I fly a lot. So a suitcase is damaged. Your
Yeah.
first thing is like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And it kind of messes up your trip sometimes if you don't have
It does.
the perspective to handle it.
Hmm.
Um, One thing you do on a yearly basis, you have an annual program with domestic violence, correct?
Hmm. Yes.
Um, so even that, if we would just, take away from or step away from the travel side of it, damaged
Hmm.
goods when a man or woman is exposed to a violent situation such as domestic violence, we can look at ourselves as damaged goods, regardless of if we did the damage to ourselves or someone else did the damage to us, right?
That's correct. Oftentimes, and it's not just domestic violence. Of course, it's a plethora of things. It's child abuse, child molestation, sexual assault, high school dropout, teen pregnancy. All of that falls underneath damaged goods. And we will look at it that way because it's something that we didn't plan or it's something that we know we didn't put ourselves in position to happen. Um, and so oftentimes, and we're always looking at women, but it's men too. Men suffer, they go through a lot, damaged goods, it's for men as well. So I'm a fighter for both sides, for men and women when it comes to that. When we talk about damaged goods, this would be the first time that I'm going to share this with you, um, Aaron. You know, uh, we try really hard to make sure that we're not in position to be hurt or we're not in position to allow some things that have happened to us in the past happen again, right? So we think we get ourselves trained, we get ourselves in position, and we're ready to take on the world once we've gotten through certain things. And so you don't think that you always have to continuously protect yourself. And so, you get to a point where you begin to trust again and you begin to open yourself up. You begin to mold your damaged goods, right? You begin to um, pull back the tape and you get it fixed and it starts to look really good. You add glitter and you add all these different things and you start to feel good about it. You start to feel better about yourself and you start to move forward. Um, so on March 1st, I was sexually assaulted by my trainer at that time. It was a normal morning. You know, I got up in the morning as usual and I went to work out. You know, I've been doing this same routine for 2 months and it was nothing new to me. You know, getting up early, going to work out. You know, the trust factor was there for that, and I thought that was a good move. I was starting to eat better. I was starting to feel good about myself, and I was excited because in 90 days I was gonna probably do a little reveal, so I was excited. Um, but apparently my then trainer had different plans and just yanked all of that from me. And the position that I was in, I wasn't prepared to fight my way back out. I became frightened and I became that lost little girl once again who had endured many things to her when she was younger. And so my trust factor went out the window again. And here I am considering myself damaged goods. Um, and now I have to rebuild that. You know, I have to, and it hurts, but I have to rebuild it because at the end of the day, I can't let it stop me from being that warrior that I am in the streets. I can't let it stop me from helping people who I've always been able to help. And I can't stop allowing I can't keep it from I can't allow it to keep me from being who I am. And I am this big hearted, vibrant, hugging person. And it's gonna come back. So damaged goods was the perfect topic because once again I am on that road again of healing and trying to get myself back on track. Yeah. So
We're here
yes,
with you, Tina. Um, you know I love you,
I know. I love you too.
but the healing is definitely begun. Just for the fact that you're able to even talk about the situation, even to accept my invitation on the show, and then you chose to even use it as your topic. It shows me how resilient that you are, and it shows us that you
Mhm,
already are healing through this process. There's times that we grieve, but we can also heal during our grieving.
mhm.
um, and you've been through situations before that you had to heal from.
Yeah.
So just to be able to to even say that you're going through something like this again, like, my heart goes out to you. Definitely love all over. But I want you to allow yourself to heal. Do not think that this was your fault. um do not put yourself back in a situation where you get depressed, or you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to. Like, I'm here for you. um so even with seeing the topics and just being able to choose damaged goods as that topic, what were your thoughts up until today? Because this happened on the 1st, and
Mhm,
this is the 22nd. So has been now
mhm,
3 weeks.
mhm,
You've decided to use this, and to talk about the situation.
mhm.
So during these 3 weeks, what have you been doing to getting to a better place?
Well, you know, I've been blessed with many people that have reached out because I guess my posts were disturbing. People aren't used to me saying certain things, and I was saying certain things on Facebook. You know, as a person that was in pain, and so you have people such as Mary Reese who didn't let my phone stop ringing. You have people like Alendria who send you flowers in the mail. You know, I've had a good support system, both male and female. And so during the past 3 weeks, I've had to uh, relive the story through verbally with police, and I've had to go to bond court, and I've still had to maintain some of the commitments that I had already committed to in the month of March. The day that it happened was the day that I had planned to launch my Let's Get to Know Her campaign or series, and that was March is a month of women celebrating women, and I had collected over 150 bios and pictures of women. And after it occurred, I went home and I sat in front of my computer and I was like, I'm not going to even do this project. I'm going to call into work. I'm not going to do it. Um, but then something, and it had to have been God. I sat down at that computer and I just started sending it out saying, meet such and such, meet such and such. For the past 3 weeks, I've been doing a lot of meet such and such of women throughout the community, outside the community, in different states. I've still attended some of my commitments. A lot of things I've canceled. I've become depressed at some points. I've not wanting to get out the bed, not arriving on time to events. My pattern has been thrown off. But I'm in therapy now. Um, you know, I am getting some assistance with sleeping. I'm not sleeping very good at night. And, it takes a toll on you. Something like this, when you've been through it in the past, it triggers it, right? And so it's like, it's massive at that point. All of that comes back and then this on top of it. So my back feels heavy. I feel like I'm carrying so much, but I'm hanging in there, you know. Um, there are times when I just want to end my life, but then I have to remember that there's this little cute little 5-year-old who I don't think would understand why Yaya left the world. So, but so I'm trying to stay busy, but then sometimes I just don't want to get out the bed. But it's honest. I'm honest. I'm so transparent with folks, and it's reality. And I don't want anybody to think that something like this isn't real. You will go through a lot, but I do have a strong support system. I do. I won't lie about that. I do have a strong. I just fight against them because I just don't like to bother them with my stuff.
I will definitely say this: during the past 3 weeks, going through what you're going through and still being able to even showcase the women that you have showcased. It seems like it's been over 200 women. Um, you're still empowering others while you're going through this. So it definitely shows the character of, the character person that you truly are.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get to that point, Tina, where, you're back in the dark. There's always people that you can rely on. There's
Mm-hmm.
always counseling. Um, don't let anyone kill that spirit, because you have a very live spirit. And understand that when, things happen to us, they're not always our fault when things happen. And we have to understand that. So don't beat yourself up. Love on yourself, speak loving words to yourself. Look in the mirror and just tell you how much you love you. Um, and I know it's somewhat easier said than done, but don't fall into that dark spot, Tina.
I'm trying. I'm trying. But I have to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Even being as transparent as you are on today, um, it just shows how much that you're able to. Your story is going to help someone else. It's definitely someone else that may be going through something like this that's not even able to express their situation. And just hearing you talk about it as openly and as freely as you are, I'm sure that you're blessing someone else, that they'll be able to reach out to someone. Because you're always there for people. You're always the one to put up the post. If you need any assistance, you need any help, then I will help you. And just to see the flip side of it, that you went through a traumatic situation and you're still open and available for others, there's hope for other people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Community hug to you, Tina. Like,
Thanks.
and love everywhere, all over. Um, my next question for you,
Hmm.
well, not even a question so much. Leave our passengers with some good tips on if they're dealing with damaged goods. Leave
Hmm.
some self love tips for them.
Okay, so I will say damaged goods doesn't always mean broken goods, right? So we still have the ability to find the joy in something. And even though with me, with what just happened to me, I still figure out ways, even though, I'm transparent, I still figure out ways to laugh, to brighten somebody's day. So what I will say is that there's always, always, always a rainbow at the end of a storm, right? It never fails, right? It could be one here, one there. It could be two side by side. There's always a rainbow at the end of a storm. And my story and your story and anybody else's story may not realize the power that it has by keeping it inside. So when we talk about it and we express it, we, like you say, you never know who we may help. You never know who's listening, who's like, dang, I really needed to hear that. And so I am learning how to find joy even through the trauma. I'm learning how to I was I don't even like arts and crafts, but the other day I was coined with the task to spray paint some letters. Now, it wasn't the best looking thing when it was done, but it gave me some calmness. It made me feel a little bit better. So find things that make you feel good, that make you happy. If you have grandchildren or little kids, love on them. Love on your elderly folks. Love on people in the community. And even if you don't want to be bothered with people, find you a good book. Find you something. Put together a trip. Call Karen. She could plan you a trip around the world. Um, so I would just say that regardless of what the peace that somebody disturbed, find your way back to your peace and hold on to it once more and protect it. So that's all I got.
That's some great information. So Tina, you're always so involved in the community, always involved in so many events. I know you said you canceled a few engagements that you were a part of, but what's
Mhm.
next for you?
So because of the sexual assault, I recognize that we sugarcoat it sometimes. So, we laugh things off when it comes to sexual assault, depending on what type of it that it is. And so we put together an event called, not an event actually, it's a candid conversation of Stop Sugarcoating Sexual Assault. And that's taking place on April the 6th at the Golden. We will have some speakers there to talk about the differences when it comes to sexual assault. And also, Lance Adams will be there to provide some tips on how to get yourself out of a situation that a perpetrator may put you in. And also, we will have Damsel in Defense there with some items if people need those. And also, we will have Vanessa Gooten there with Hush No More. She works a lot with sexual assault, domestic violence victims, survivors. So we have a good talking point that night. So we have that, and people can reach out to me. They don't even have to tell me they're coming. They could just come. It's not an open thing for the restaurant people, but it's open for anyone that wants to come in and have a conversation. Um, we will also have Juneteenth, which is happening June 19th in Columbia, South Carolina on Farrow Road, 5409 Farrow Road. It is the South Carolina Juneteenth Freedom Festival. And actually, we expanded it to 3 days this year. So we will have a meet and greet at Perfectly Plated on that Thursday evening. We will have a Juneteenth gala at the main course that Friday evening on the 18th. And then we have the Juneteenth Festival right there on 9 acres of land on Farrow Road by Capitol Heights, which we're really, really excited about. We're currently working on entertainment. If anybody wants to be a vendor or want to perform, want to volunteer, want to be a sponsor, please let me know and I will get you the information that you need. This year will mark year 6 for the Purple Gala, which is a domestic violence awareness event. Seven Sunday will be performing live this year for us. We will also have a cigar bar. More importantly, we will also have male and female discussing their survival out of domestic violence with their mate at the time. So, and that will be at the Phillips Market Center in West Columbia. And then I just got coined to work on a couple more things. So yeah.
Okay. So your next event is going to be April 6th, and that's at the Golden, the Stop Sugarcoating Sexual Assault.
Yes.
You have
Mhm.
Juneteenth on June 19th.
Yeah,
Then of course your Purple Gala, which would be
in
the sixth
October.
year, and that's in
Yeah,
October. Wow, 6 years came up really fast.
yeah, it did come. I think 2020 kind of was a blur for folks, even though we sold out for 2020 for the Purple Gala. So we're gonna follow the same protocols that we did last year. So we'll have limited tickets again this year. We had a waiting list last year, so tickets are on sale right now for the Purple Gala sale. So they're welcome
Okay.
to get their tickets now.
And if they wanted to purchase tickets or stay in contact with you in any of your
Yeah, yeah,
avenues,
they can contact me, but it's on Facebook, the sixth annual Purple Gala. If they go to that, the ticket Eventbrite link is on there as well.
okay. And
Hmm.
also they can check your website, tinadtorres.com.
Yes. Hmm. Yeah.
So Tina, thank you so much for joining us on today. Um, Once again, if you want to stay in contact or you wanted to meet Tina or wanted to assist in any of these programs or events that she has coming up, you can follow her at Tina
Hmm.
Torres or is it Darlene Torres on
On
Facebook?
Facebook, yeah, Tina Darlene Torres.
Tina
Hmm.
Darlene Torres. Also, you can follow her. She did that events on IG.
Uh-huh. It's she did that events LLC on Instagram and Twitter. They can also follow me. She did that Community Advocate Foundation, which is a 501c3. And also, I am Ms. South Carolina Plus America 2021. So they can follow that page on Facebook as well.
And now it's another great accomplishment that you got last year as well.
Yeah.
So awesome job. To stay informed with our podcast, you can log on to anchor.fm/KTL Lifestyle. Also stay in contact with anything that I have going on. And links to these lady pages, you can also go to KarenTLewis.com. Um, Once again, thank you all for joining us on this afternoon. Just sharing this moment with us. We know how important the time is during the middle of the day. So thank you all for joining us. And you know it. I love you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it. So see you guys soon. Bye bye.